everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to Philonomics session. So in today's session, I'm going to address a very big confusion that is coming in the mind of the aspirants. So what is this confusion regarding? So the confusion is regarding the difference between the e-Rupee and the UPI. So the confusion is when the e-Rupee was launched, the pilot was launched for the wholesale CBDC and the retail CBDC. Then the questions came that what is the difference between this retail CBDC and the UPI? We already had UPI for the transactions that we were doing. So why we needed this e-Rupee for the transactions, for the digital transactions? So this is the question that I am going to cater, that why? What is the difference between this e-Rupee and the UPI? But before starting with this very important session, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guide for RBI and SEBI. So through a single guidebook, you can get all your common queries addressed. So if you want to know about the examination, that what is the previous year cutoff for the exam, what are the pattern of the exam, what is the syllabus for the exam. So all these common queries can be answered through a single guidebook. Even if you want to know about the preparation, what should be the strategy for the preparation, what should be the sources for the preparation. All of these queries can be answered through a single guidebook, and this is absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download this guidebook. The link is provided in the description box below. So now starting with today's hot topic, that is the digital rupee versus UPI. So what is digital rupee first of all? So it is the currency that we have in the cash form. So the currency that you have in your pockets right now, the 100 rupee note, the 500 rupee note, the 2000 rupee note. So that currency is being provided in the digital form now. So that is digital rupee, or that is e-Rupee. So e-Rupee is an electronic form or the digital form of the sovereign currency, of the currency that is of India, okay, that is being printed or issued by the Reserve Bank of India. So enabling digital transactions. So the digital rupee is what? It is the digital form or electronic form of the currency that we have, that will be issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Now the UPI, coming to the UPI, it is the platform, okay, the UPI is a platform through which the transactions are happening. So UPI is the one that the Google Pay, the Phone Pay are using for the transactions to happen. So UPI is providing us the platform for the transactions, while the digital rupee is the currency, the money that we will use for the transactions. So both are very different things. The UPI is the infrastructure and the digital rupee is actually the instrument that we can use for the transactions. So to further understand this, in CBDC what will happen? See, in CBDC what happens, that you withdraw the money. First of all, cash, what happens? That you are withdrawing 1000 rupees from the ATM. Now this 1000 rupees you have in your pockets, you have in your physical wallets. Now if I want to buy something, if I want to buy brown bread, so I will give 100 rupees to the merchant and the merchant will give me the brown bread, okay. Similarly, in the digital rupee, what is happening, that you are taking out the virtual money, you are taking out the digital money from the bank accounts, from the intermediaries, then it is kept in the digital wallet of yours. Like the physical wallet you have, the digital wallet will be in your mobile phones, and then you can easily transfer the money from one mobile wallet to the other mobile wallet. So from one person, the money is directly going to the other person. So as similar as the cash, like the cash you are giving to the other person to buy the things, the digital rupee you can transfer to the other person's wallet to buy the things, okay. So in CBDC, you will draw the virtual money and retain it in your mobile wallets or in your electronic wallet. When you pay at a store or someone else, the money is transferred from your wallet to their wallet. So similarly, like the physical money is going from your wallet to the other person's wallet. Similarly, in the digital rupee also, the money is going from your phone wallet, your mobile wallet, to the other person's wallet. While in the UPI case, you all know that what happens, that the bank is the intermediary, the bank is present. So I am asking my bank that please transfer 100 rupees to the other bank account. So the bank is the intermediary, the bank will accept my request, then the bank will send the money to the other bank account. So you can understand that here the bank is the intermediary, while in the digital rupee there is no intermediary that is required. We are taking out our money from, like we are taking out the money from the ATM. Similarly, we can take out the digital money and we can transfer in between ourselves. We do not need any intermediary in the form, when we are transacting in cash or in digital rupee. But when UPI is involved, there is the bank that is involved. There is intermediaries that is involved. So the bank acts as an intermediary in every UPI transaction. Every UPI transaction, you are asking the bank account to transfer this much money. Okay. So you instruct your bank to transfer money from your account to the bank account of the other vendor or other person. Another intrinsic property of the CBDC is its anonymity. Now you will say, but it will leave the track, right? Footprint it will leave. So now the Deputy Governor of the RBI, he has said that like cash has anonymity. Similarly, the e-Rupee will also be provided with the anonymity. We will be providing such kind of technology so that there is anonymity that is involved, because we are using the cash as it has some kind of anonymity. Okay. Similarly, e-Rupee is just the physical cash in the digital form. So every property that the cash has, we want every property in the digital rupee, in the e-Rupee. That's why the RBI's governor and the deputy governor, they have said that we will be bringing such technology that will provide this anonymity, because we want the cash as similar and same as the digital rupee. Similar to the case of physical cash, there is anonymity, so the digital rupee will also have this property. Okay. The intermediaries. Now in the case of UPI, when the transaction is happening from one bank account, from one person to other person, the banks are involved. The banks are being requested that transfer this much amount to other bank account. So the bank knows me, the bank knows my bank account, the bank knows other person, other bank account. Okay. So here there can be no anonymity at all, because the intermediaries have all the data, all the information during the UPI transactions. Now the e-Rupee in this respect is like spending physical money in the digital form. You are taking out the physical money, you are transacting between yourself. You are taking out the digital money, you are transacting between yourself. There is no intermediary after you have taken out the money. Like how you are using that money, that cannot be tracked. So in this, using one's mobile phone, you can easily transfer the digital rupee. But UPI is a payment platform. So it needs your debit information, or it needs your credit card information, or it needs some kind of information, some kind of backing it needs. Okay. So you need to feed your debit card information, your bank account information, your credit card information or such to make the payment. So here all the data is being provided. The electronic form of sovereign currency is e-Rupee. It is operated by the RBI. It is going to be instant and direct. There is no intermediary that is involved. There is no individual handlers that is involved. Okay. Here the UPI transactions are handled by different banks. So here there is no guarantee of the instancy, like the PNB is there, the SBI is there. We always complain about the server is not working good of this particular bank account, of this particular bank. So there the banks are involved. That's why we cannot be very instant in that same thing. So the servers of different banks are involved. Maybe the PNB server is working well, the SBI server, the other bank account server is not working well or something. So that is the problem that comes, okay, with different bank accounts involved in one transaction. But here there is no such thing as different handlers that is there. The RBI is the sole operator. It is operating it, and that's why there is direct and instant payments that can happen from one wallet to other wallet. Okay. So the digital rupee is a legal tender. Okay, it needs no backing of the physical rupee. So the e-Rupee is what? It is the legal tender. So it needs no backing of the physical currency, because it is the substitute of the physical currency. The e-Rupee is what? It is the digital currency that has the backing of the Reserve Bank of India, that has the backing of the Government of India. So it doesn't need any physical currency or any other backing. It is in itself, it is the sovereign currency. It is the legal tender. While the UPI transactions are completely backed by the physical currency. You do not have money in your bank account, can you make the transaction? You do not have any credit limit, can you make the transaction? No. The UPI does not allow that, okay, because it is fully backed by the physical currency. You are asking for the transactions to happen. So by the end of the day or by the end of the week or something, like the RBI has said, so the money has to be transferred to the other banks so that the transaction can complete from the bank side. So there is the physical currency that is involved. And as well as the digital rupee has the store of value. It is providing for the medium of transaction. See, the currency, the rupees, they have different, the money has different functions. So money, like the e-Rupee, it functions for the transactions. It is the medium of transaction that is happening, but it also is the store of value. Like the rupees 1000 that you have. you can use it in the future. It is the value that you have. Like I have ₹1,000 because whenever I go out, I might need to buy something. I might need to have something at the exact moment. Okay. So, or I might fall ill. I need medicines or something. So this ₹1,000 I'm keeping as store of value, as value with myself, so that whenever I need it in the precautionary situation, I can use it. So this is the property, this is the function of the money that is being provided by e-Rupee. The UPI is an infrastructure. It is an infrastructure that is backed by the physical currency. Now it can be backed by the digital currency also. It is backed by different instruments. Okay, so it itself do not have any store of value. It is only providing us the transaction facility. It doesn't have any store of value. The instruments that it carry, the debit card, the credit card, they might have the store of value because they are backed by the physical currency. Okay, so now I hope you understand that e-Rupee is just like any cash. It is just like any money that has the transactions property that can function as a store of value, while the UPI is an infrastructure that on top of any form of store of value. So it needs some kind of store of value. It needs some kind of instrument that is backing the UPI. Okay. So now we have understood the basic difference of the UPI and the digital currency. Now what the RBI's governor has said. So the statement has been given by the Shaktikanta Das, governor of the RBI, and the deputy governor of RBI, that is Ravi Shankar. So first is intermediation by the bank. So the RBI's governor has said that when you are transferring through the UPI, okay, you are involved, your bank is involved, the bank account is involved. Now the bank is acting as an intermediary to transfer your money to the other bank account. So the bank is the intermediary that is there. But when you are transferring between the digital wallets that you have, the e-Rupee that you are transferring, there is no intermediary that is needed. You can directly transfer your money to the digital wallet of the other person. So there is no intermediation that is required for the transactions in the digital rupee. Okay. Anonymity. Now the Ravi Shankar was the one that said that we need, like the cash, we want the cash to be similar, to be equated to the e-Rupee. The e-Rupee is nothing else but the substitute of the cash, or we can say e-Rupee is what? It is the other form, it is the digital form of the currency. So all the properties that this cash have, all the features, all the functions that this cash have, we want all these features with the e-Rupee. Even the anonymity should be with the e-Rupee as it is with the cash. So we will develop, we will have such kind of technology that will provide no footprint of the e-Rupee transactions, the small transactions that is happening. RBI Act amended. So the RBI's governor said that the RBI Act has been amended to provide the legal backing to the e-Rupee. Like I said, that it is the e-Rupee is backed by who? It is backed by the Reserve Bank of India. It needs no other backing. So the RBI Act was amended to include the currency will also include digital currency. So the currency will also be in the digital form now. So the RBI's governor has said that all the functions that the cash is providing, all the features that the cash have, we will have same features, same functions, everything similar in the digital rupee also. So if a person is making a cash transaction that is above a certain thresholds, if the payments are happening in crores in the cash, so then the PAN card is needed. Then the PAN is needed for that cash transaction. Similarly, in the digital rupee also the same features, the same function will be there if the transaction is happening above some amount. So there will be the requirement of the PAN as per the statement of the Income Tax Department that this is required. So that's why it is said that the anonymity in the cash or anonymity in the e-Rupee will be for the small transactions only. In the big transactions, even if the cash is involved, then the PAN card has to be provided. Even if e-Rupee is involved, the PAN card has to be provided. So the same rule will apply to the digital rupee. There will be no difference in the rules also. There is no difference between the paper currency and the digital currency. The Income Tax Department has got certain limits for cash payments, like beyond a certain limit the PAN card has to be provided. Similarly, in the digital rupee it is same as the cash. So above a certain limit there will be no anonymity, the PAN card has to be provided. So Remember this words very clearly. There is no difference between paper currency and digital currency. Okay, so this is what the RBI's governor has said. The difference between the UPI and e-Rupee is immense. There is no comparison of the two, we can say. Both are doing different things. Okay, UPI, the banks are involved, the intermediaries are involved. In the digital rupee, it is the currency that you have, it is the cash that you have. Okay, so e-Rupee will make life easy by providing instant transfer of the funds for the customer when you are transferring your money to the other wallet or other person. So this is person A, this is person B. When you are transferring the money, there is no intermediary that is involved. Okay, you do not need any bank, you do not need any intermediary. No requirement of settlement for the banks, no requirement for the ecosystem participants, no requirement for the intermediaries, and no need to print or manage the currency notes. Like the UPI, it is backed by the paper currency, while the e-Rupee is itself a legal tender. It doesn't need any backing, so there need no be cash currency notes or coins for the regulator or the bank participants. Okay, so I hope you have understood the topic very well. You have understood the difference between the e-Rupee and the UPI very well. They both are different things. The UPI is the infrastructure. It is the platform that is providing you for the transactions where the banks are involved for every transaction that you are doing. In the e-Rupee, there is no such thing as involvement of the banks for the transactions that you have to do. So that will be a major thing that is there. The anonymity will be there. RBI's Deputy Governor has said that. As well as the e-Rupee will provide the substitute for the cryptocurrencies and everything. So you will not need the cryptocurrencies with yourself. Now you have the e-Rupee, that is the currency that is regulated and that is safe. Okay, so this is the major difference between the two, and the RBI's governor has said that the new recession or the depression will come from the cryptocurrency. The problems are going to come from the cryptocurrencies. We had to curtail the trade in cryptocurrency. We had to curtail the involvement of the cryptocurrency in our country, and that's why also the e-Rupee, we can say, has been brought, so that we provide a good substitute of this cryptocurrency. Because cryptocurrency is what? It is the digital form of some currency. So e-Rupee, it is backed by the RBI, it is regulated by RBI. It is a safe option for the country to have the digital rupee, to have the digital currency, but not trade in cryptocurrencies, not involved in cryptocurrencies. The RBI's governor has said that it is going to be a big problem in the future, the cryptocurrencies, as it is not regulated by anyone. It is very fluctuating. It has no backing at all, no tracking at all. So we cannot manage it. Okay, it is going to be a big problem in the future. That's why we needed a better substitute, a regulated substitute, that is e-Rupee. It will have anonymity, but for the country it will be good, because big transactions, you can see that the income tax department and the others will be involved. So do subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope you have understood the basic difference of the e-Rupee and the UPI. The PDF will be provided in our Telegram channel. And if you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much, everyone.